Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Tengu Otogi Zoushi, along Kohaku's route on video 2. We were in the middle of the battle with Asahi here, and revealing Kohaku's past, his situation. So we'll finish up reading his reveal here, and continue on. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. This useless Tengu approached you, turning his back on Kurama Tengu. This is betrayal. He pointed at Kohaku and said dryly, I didn't mean to. Who knows? I've been interested in her since she was a child. I won't let you Tengus take her away. He's like, I had dibs on her first. I won't be your wife. I promise you a better life than now, and I will love you the way I can. That's not true love, just a tool to make children. Humans marry each other without love, don't they? Asahi-san was right. Girls of noble families were to marry ones chosen by their parents, or marry with a man who visited her to make love for 3 consecutive nights. Don't listen to him! Kohaku-san glared at Asahi-san. It's Sumire's feelings that matter, not yours. Kohaku-san. My heart felt warm knowing that he understood my feelings. You annoy me. Asahi-san's eyes sharpened. Kohaku-san? In less than a blink, Asahi-san was right in front of Kohaku-san. Ah! It seemed like Kohaku-san was cut from the shoulder down to his chest by some sharp blade. You want to die here? Asahi-san's nails grew long and became sharp blades. You! Kohaku-san waved his fan in return, but the attacks were easily avoided. Oh, so he's not quite as skilled as his elders. You call yourself a great Tengu? Very funny. Asahi-san sighed and struck with his nails. Ah! Blood spilled, and Kohaku-san made a face of pain. Stop it! A great chance to see how weak you are. No! A great amount of blood spilled all over. Man, this is not going nearly as well as it did with Yamabuki or Chitose. I tried to rush over to Kohaku-san as he collapsed, but something grabbed my arm. Let go! Now we're rid of this disturbance. Let's go. No! Let go of me! Sumire! Kohaku-san called my name while panting. Kohaku-san! Asahi-san held my body and jumped out of the room, leaping over walls. I opened my eyes to see a dirty ceiling. Same old place. Spider webs were everywhere, and everything was dusty. Where am I? Are you awake? No, I'm talking in my sleep. Asahi-san! Sorry to put you in such a dirty place, but we won't be here for long. Where are we? There was no sign of anybody else in the dark room. Dust was all over the floor, and the walls were cracked here and there. After we leapt over the wall, you fell unconscious. I actually don't remember what happened after the jump. That's 'cause you were unconscious. I was here when I woke up. I tried to take you to my mansion, but the stubborn Tengu was after us. He made a big unnatural shrug. I shivered at the smell of rust. This is an abandoned house in Ukiyo. There were many mansions, big and small, in the 2nd to 4th streets of Sakyo, where I live. I had never heard of a hovel around. Mansions no longer inhabited were taken by burglars or ayakashi. The smell! I stood up and stepped out to look behind Asahi-san. I could see outside from the bamboo screen with many holes. The sky was getting brighter. Daybreak was near. I could see a black shadow, but... Kohaku-san? Close to the screen, I could see Kohaku-san face down. I tried to rush over, but Asahi-san stopped me. Your feet will get dirty. I looked down. The floor was covered with blood. Move away! I can't do that. How did Kohaku get here? Did he carry him too? I don't think he made it here all by himself. Kohaku-san! He didn't answer. How dare you! I made a fist and glared at Asahi-san. I never felt such strong hatred at anybody before. Very nice. Those sharp eyes. I really like. I slapped him in the face as he narrowed his eyes and started to nod. Oh! My hand felt pain, and I realized what I just did. That hurt. Asahi-san touched where I hit him and said quietly, I will have to tame you. I stepped back, goosebumps all over my body. A wife's duty is to obey her husband, right? No! Go away! Somebody help! Wake up, Kohaku! Faces of father and my servants flash into and out of my head. Yamabuki-san, Chitose-san, and... Help! Kohaku-san! Don't touch Sumire! Kohaku-san grabbed Asahi-san's ankle and looked up. Kohaku-san, you're awake! You should realize you're already dead. Asahi-san kicked Kohaku's face. You! Too slow. Kohaku slowly stood up and tried to punch Asahi-san. Asahi-san easily moved away and smashed the blue flame into Kohaku-san. Please, stop it! Kohaku was really going to die. He was all covered in cuts and slashes, and he was bleeding to death. He couldn't avoid Asahi-san's attacks. Kohaku-san spilled blood from his mouth. You don't need these wings, do you? I can rip them off for you. Asahi-san gently smiled and reached out for Kohaku-san's wings. I heard a very disgusting sound. Feathers scattered on the floor, and Kohaku-san screamed out in pain. Blood stained his kimono's back. His wings were going to be ripped off. I will... okay. The translated walkthrough says cover with Kohaku, but I guess the closest thing to that would be jump onto Kohaku, so I hope that's the right choice. Stop it! I rushed over and covered Kohaku with my body. Yeah, I think that's the right one. You idiot! Back off, it's dangerous! Kohaku-san said, panting. I won't back off. I don't want you to get hurt anymore. Step aside. You don't want to get hurt, do you? I won't! I shook my head and held Kohaku-san's body tight. I really don't want to do this, but you leave me no choice. Asahi-san sighed and created a blue flame on his palm. I won't go away, no matter what. I was the only one who could protect him now. I would never go away. I closed my eyes. That's enough. A clear voice echoed through the room. I knew a third party would have to interfere. This voice. I slowly opened my eyes to hear wings flapping in the garden. Go, Fox. I'm sure you'll be in trouble yourself if you bring trouble into the city. Chitose-san entered the room. Chitose-san? Chitose. Chitose-san looked at us and narrowed his eyes. I'm surprised that Otogi Tengu, head of all Tengu, is here. Really? I do not like being involved in trouble. Chitose-san answered with a strict face at Asahi-san's casual remark. But next, the Otogi Tengu will be your opponent. Asahi-san narrowed his eyes and observed how Chitose-san moved. You hurt Kohaku. I would really enjoy killing you right now, but it wouldn't be smart to make this mess any bigger. It's not clever for me to fight against Otogi Tengu in anger. Asahi-san looked at me and smiled. See you again, Sumire. Oh. A blue flame emerged all around Asahi-san before I could answer. He vanished. Asahi-san was no longer there when the flame disappeared. What are you here for? 'Cause he's your dad, basically. Kohaku-san looked up at Chitose-san and frowned. You look like you've been through some fight. Chitose-san crouched down and touched Kohaku's face. Shut up! He's really hurt bad. He has to be treated right away. Oh, he hurt his wings. I told him not to be reckless. Chitose-san looked at Kohaku-san's back and made a face. This is nothing. Don't be a fool. You know what happens when a Tengu loses his wings. Kohaku-san bit his lips and looked down. What happens? The wings are the weak point of the Tengu. Oh no! So we have to treat him quickly. We also have to get out of here fast. Chitose-san's expression clouded. Humans are in chaos now because Kohaku and the fox made a mess. Onmyoji and priest will be here? Kohaku-san cut in, hearing Chitose-san's words. We can't let them see you. Daybreak is near. We have to get you back to... Ugh. Kohaku-san tried to stand up, but collapsed. Blood dripped on the floor. I want to stay with you a while longer. I held Kohaku-san's body. Didn't you hear what Chitose just said? You're hurt because of me. Let me treat your wounds. You mean you're coming with us to Otago Mountain? Yes, take me there. I made up my mind not to move a step until he said yes.
As soon as we finish with your wounds, I'll take her back to the mansion.
Thank you, Chitose-san. Do as you like. Kohaku-san said in a small voice and looked away.
Let's go to Otago Mountain.
Chitose-san put his arm around Kohaku-san's shoulder and helped him up. Let go of me, I can fly. Kohaku-san staggered out and flew away alone. Ah, stubborn boy. Will he be okay?
He's a stubborn kid. Let's go.
I noticed. Chitose-san shrugged and reached his hand out. Okay. I put my hand on his. We stepped onto the duckboard to chase Kohaku-san, who started to fly alone. Is he really going to be okay flying like that? I guess so. After we arrived at Otago Mountain, we entered the great pine tree to treat his wounds. The Tengu houses are all the same, aren't they? What are you looking at? This is much bigger than his house.
Tengu live in great trees of cedar and pine.
Chitose-san smiled and started the fireplace. It's strange that a fireplace is inside a tree hollow. Inside was room more than enough for the three of us.
The space inside is altered by my spell to make it larger than it actually is.
Your spells are really unimaginable, Chitose-san. I saw smoke going up and looked down at the fire.
All right, Kohaku, show me the wound.
Chitose-san took the medicine box and told Kohaku to sit down. I'll help. This is nothing. Ow! Kohaku-san's face twitched in pain as Chitose-san grabbed his arm.
Your wings are injured. Don't be a tough guy.
Damn. Kohaku-san resentfully started to take off his kimono. Scars were everywhere, so were bruises. So painful.
Show me your back.
All right. Kohaku-san did as he was told. Chitose-san, how is he? He was no longer bleeding, but there was a huge wound on his back.
This'll be okay in a few days.
Chitose-san opened the medicine box. Inside was ointment with a very strange green-brown color. What is this?
It's Gainura, a medical plant grown in Otago. The leaves stop bleeding and the root can be made into a tonic.
A very useful plant indeed. So it's good for everything. Cure-all.
Exactly. I'll sterilize the wound with some sake.
Ouch, that's gonna be painful. Oh, alright. I handed over the bottle of sake. Chitose-san poured some into his mouth and sprayed it on the wound. Ow! Can't you do it more gently?
You wanted to spit on you more gently?
Seeing that the wound swelled in pain as Kohaku-san screamed. Are you alright?
He's fine if he has the strength to complain.
Shut the... Ow! Chitose-san sterilized the wound and rubbed in the ointment. Kohaku-san, does it hurt? Ow! Fine. Ow!
Quit complaining then. Be a man, don't cry.
You just told him not to be a tough guy a minute ago. Make up your mind. I know you're being rough on purpose.
Well, yes.
Chitose is so mean. Chitose-san answered Kohaku-san's tearful complaint with a smile. Damn you.
I'm angry.
Chitose-san put the ointment on my palm, still smiling. Chitose-san? Chitose put some oiled paper on the wound and wrapped it with a bandage.
Well, I should have gone with you, Kohaku. Then you wouldn't have gotten hurt.
What? Kohaku-san seemed confused.
He was the one I expelled from the city, tagged with a white fox who was the kin of the Fushimi Inari years ago.
Really?
I could never know he would have come back from the east. If I did, I wouldn't have let you go.
You're saying I can't win?
That's right. He's been alive way longer than you.
Kohaku-san couldn't reply to those words. Yeah, how old is, I don't know if we ever got the age. Let me take a look. Yeah, Asahi is 800, and Kohaku's only 100. So, yep, he's 8 times your elder.
I should have killed that fox back then. Not that regret would change anything.
Chitose-san gave a sigh.
If I could see the future more clearly, Kohaku wouldn't have been hurt.
That's not true. It's not your fault. So you can't rely on me at all? Don't think I'm a kid forever.
But it's true you were hurt. You might have had your wings torn off and been killed.
Chitose-san's cool voice echoed. Without your wings, will you die?
Yes.
Chitose-san finished wrapping the bandage and nodded. Oh, no sugarcoating that one. I'm sorry I made you get hurt. No apologies. You're making me feel worse. Kohaku-san looked down.
It's not your fault, Sumire.
Chitose-san stood up slowly and took Kohaku-san's kimono out of the closet. It's because I'm weak. You have nothing to be blamed for. Kohaku-san said so and bit his lips. Oh, here starts the pity party. You two blaming yourselves. It's as ridiculous as myself.
True. It actually isn't anybody's fault. Sumire, could you rub that ointment into the other wounds?
Yes, I will. I'll do what I can. I rubbed the ointment into the wounds all around his body. Ooh, sounds fun. Kohaku-san kept silent. Done.
Thank you. Here's your change.
After I was finished, Chitose-san handed over a new kimono to Kohaku-san. So frustrating. He grasped the kimono, twitched his face, and muttered. Every time, when those monks of the Enrakuji killed the former Hiei, there was nothing I could do. His shoulders were trembling. 16 years ago? Brother Hira abandoned the mountain. I swore I would remain, but... Tears dropped to the floor. They kept on flowing out of Kohaku-san's eyes. Why am I so weak? If Chitose didn't come, I might have been killed by the fox. My heart ached as I saw Kohaku-san mutter in between weeps. I have to wipe his tears. Kohaku-san, you're not weak. I reached out and wiped his tears. Are you taking pity on me? No, it's not like that. You saved me from being taken. Yeah, just by coincidence. When Asahi-san was going to take me away, your face flashed into my head. Me? Then you came to save me. I felt relieved that our feelings were connected. Oh. Kohaku-san touched his cheek with his finger.
Very fine story indeed.
Shut up, old man.
Oh, yes, all right. Come on now, wear your clothes. You must be cold.
He doesn't want to see you naked. I am. You don't have to tell me. Kohaku-san spat the words out and wore his kimono. Let me help you. I helped Kohaku-san, having a hard time wearing his kimono. Yeah, thanks. Is it tight? He put his arms through, fixed the kimono, and tied the obi. It's fine. I don't see how a kimono could ever be tight.
Indeed, a heartwarming scene.
As Chitose smiled with his hand to his chin, Kohaku glared at him without a word. I'll put the medicine box back. I stood up and returned the medicine box to where it was.
Anyway, thank goodness everyone was all right.
Yeah. Forgive me if I'm off track, but are my spiritual powers really that strong? What makes you ask all of a sudden? I'm not sure if I really have the powers you say I have.
Your spiritual powers are outstanding, yet you only have the ability to see. Ayakashi would think you're a magnificent feast without the powers to protect yourself.
Although through proper training, you could possess stronger power than some onmyoji or monks. Kohaku-san nodded to Chitose-san's words. Then let me train! Why don't you guys train me? Would my child have strong spiritual powers?
Half Ayakashi, but you're actually very special.
What does that mean? Chitose-san made a thoughtful move and opened his mouth.
Are you two ready to know the truth?
Oh, is this all the same? I haven't been forwarding this whole time. Well, that was extra stuff. Kohaku-san slowly stood up and put both knees down before Chitose-san. Chitose, you just made that story up, didn't you? He grabbed Chitose-san's shoulders and shook vigorously. Didn't the Hiei god die that day?
The Hiei god is alive inside Sumire. You should know that best.
Kohaku-san's face twitched to Chitose-san's cool reply. Sumire is the Hiei god? I couldn't be confident enough to say yes. I couldn't believe that the Hiei god lies within me. As I stayed silent, Kohaku-san stood up from Chitose-san's side and faced me. Aww. When I first saw you, I couldn't tell why you made me feel comfortable. Even though you said you hated humans? Kohaku-san. I was surprised as he suddenly held me tight. All this time, I've been regretting to be alive by myself. His voice was shaking. Was he crying? I lost my mountain. I had no place to go home to. I didn't know what I was alive for. His arms strengthened around my body. Yeah, I can tell. Your aura is the god of Hiei. But I don't know. I do. Kohaku-san stared into my eyes and said it clearly. I missed you. I watched him cry like a baby and put my hand around his face. The choice is, sorry, it's me. I'm sorry that it's me. As Kohaku-san shed big drops of tears, I apologized to him. What are you being sorry for? The god you've always wanted to see. I'm sorry it was just a weak human with no powers. I felt sorry to be a human, same as the monks that forced Kohaku-san away from the mountain. You're not. You're my god. But I'm a human. Yes, but no. You're different from other humans. Kohaku-san shook his head.
Sorry to interrupt your fine conversation, but may I continue?
Okay. This sentence is just not quite right. We instantly put our bodies away at Chitose-san's voice. It's like, were we naked and we just... Sorry. Okay, I know that's not the truth, but anyway, I guess we stepped away from each other when Chitose spoke. Yes, please. Yeah.
You wear the feather of Kurama to keep weak Ayakashi away.
Right.
The fox has strong powers. The feather of Kurama will not keep him away.
If he shows himself in front of Sumire again, I'll knock him out. Kohaku-san frowned and slammed his fist on the floor.
He now knows that I'm around, so he may not come again so soon.
Asahi-san may show himself again?
The fox should be quite obsessed with you.
How about keeping Sumire in Otago Mountain?
Well, that is an idea, but you want to go home, right?
I nodded to Chitose-san's troubled look. I do. Stay here. I'll protect you. Don't be so pushy. Chitose-san took a deep breath and revealed his wings.
I shall give you the feather of Otago Tengu.
He reached out behind and pulled out a feather. Your feather, Chitose-san? I received it and stared at it. Don't just stare at it, add it to your other feather. Like, what do I do with this?
As the feather of the head of Tengu, it shall have more powers than Kurama.
I'll add this to my necklace, thank you.
And I shall form a shield around your mansion. I'll do this after I take you back.
I'll go with you. Chitose-san stood up, followed by Kohaku-san. Are your wounds okay? It hurts a little bit, but I can fly to the city. Kohaku-san took my hand and led me out. Here we go, sliding off.
We must return you quickly. Your house must be in a panic.
The east sky was getting bright. It's daybreak. I breathed in the crisp, clear air of morning and narrowed my eyes. Kohaku-san took a deep breath and revealed his wings. Kohaku-san, thank you. I put my hand on his. I'm way more forward with Kohaku than I was with the other guys. Hey, won't you stop the Kohaku-san thing? Kohaku-san looked at me and blushed. It's not like we're strangers. Just call me Kohaku. No, that's impossible. As I shook my head, his face showed a sad expression. Please? Aww. He looked like an abandoned dog. Don't give me the puppy dog eyes! I glanced at Chitose-san for help.
It's Kohaku's wish. Why don't you grant it?
Well then, I'll call you Kohaku-kun. Alright, fair enough. And please quit the formal language. I think it's the first time we've seen him smile like that, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, I'll try. I answered awkwardly, and Kohaku-san, no, Kohaku-kun nodded in satisfaction.
Okay then, let's go.
Kohaku-kun held me close, spread his wings, and floated into the sky. We flew into the morning mist and headed to the city. After returning to the mansion, Father asked me where I was insistently, but I said I didn't remember. Father called an onmyoji to perform an incantation to purify me. Asahi-san didn't show up since then. Did he give up? Nope, if only. Well, then again, the story wouldn't be nearly as exciting without him. I practiced dancing as usual. Life was peaceful. I couldn't believe that there was a great battle between Tengu and Fox. The Kosechi dance is near. I glanced at the kimono that had been prepared. The outer kimono was scarlet, the inner was shining in light blue and yellow, and the hakama was a beautiful purple. Gazing at the dance kimono, I realized the day was close. And of course we probably won't actually get to do it, just like we haven't done any of the other routes.
It's almost the Nanami festival. I can see you're focused on practice.
I looked back at his words. I thought I was dancing as usual, but did I seem like that?
It's a compliment. I felt strong spirit, or something like that.
Kohaku-kun said, while scratching his cheek with his finger. Kohaku-kun had a spell of invisibility on him, so others couldn't see him. During dance practice, he was playing with a board game, but he must have been bored. Oh, you're messing it up again. I stepped toward Kohaku-kun and picked up the pieces from the floor and put it on the board. You always play with this when you're here. Do you like it? Well, he must. Unless he's really, really, really bored and there's just simply nothing else to do. I crouched down to his point of view, but Kohaku-kun pouted his lips.
I was just playing with it because I was bored.
Oh, really?
What is it?
I smiled as Kohaku-kun looked up at my face. He said it that way, but I knew he liked the game. I just thought you're not honest.
You sound like Chitose.
He puffed his cheeks.
Don't laugh.
Kohaku-kun made a snort and looked away. When the onmyoji performed an incantation before, nobody realized the shield that Chitose-san had created. I looked around and changed the subject.
He's always joking around, but he's the head Tengu after all. He wouldn't let humans know.
Of course, Chitose-san's amazing.
Even though the mansion's protected by Chitose's shield, I wonder why the fox hasn't shown up.
Kohaku-kun made a serious face. Hasn't Asahi-san given up on me?
This time I'll knock him out.
Oh, don't get ahead of yourself, kiddo. You know what happened last time. Kohaku-kun punched his palm. He came to see me now and then. It was great to have somebody to talk to, but it was frightening to think Asahi-san would come again and have a fight.
You look worried. What's wrong?
I'm scared.
Don't be. I've been training. I'm getting stronger than before.
Kohaku-kun rolled up his sleeve and said with confidence,
If you're nervous, come to Otago Mountain. Chitose will be there, and it's gonna be safe.
But... Kohaku-kun leaned forward.
A mountain god should not be in a human city. I'll protect you forever. Come on, let's live together.
Soon, my precious, soon. Kohaku-kun's eyes glittered, and I... Oh, I'm sorry, actually I chose the wrong thing at the first thing. Oh no, I wonder what's gonna happen because I chose the wrong choice the first time. Maybe if I say give me some time this time. Darn it. Alright, well, let's see. I don't think it makes any difference because I can't share the endings anyway. Alright, well anyway, the correct choice last time was actually supposed to be glad to meet you or something like that. This time, we're supposed to say give me some time. I just need a little more time, please.
I know. It's about your entire life, and I'm sorry I pushed you.
Don't be sorry. I know that I shouldn't be here. The people in the house were worried by many troubles that Ayakashi had bought. Actually, a couple of servants resigned already. Man, some very disloyal people. But I can understand being scared, I guess. But anyway, we're going to stop the video here so that we have enough material in the next episode to make a full episode. I thought Kohaku's route could have quite a bit of information since he's tied to the Hiei god that's inside of Sumire and all. It's been more interesting than I thought it would be, so it's been pretty cool. I still like Chitose's route best. Well, anyway, hope to see you in that next episode, which will be the last one that I can show for Kohaku. Or I'd love to see you in some of my other videos. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye, everybody.